Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Surah Naba, Surah number 78, Ayat number 17, Juz 30. Inna yawmal fasli kana miqata. Let's begin with the word-to-word translation of this ayah. Let's take the first word, inna. Inna is an accusative particle, and just a tip that all verbs after these particles take fatha as the i'rab, that is the signs, symbols on top of each letter, and are therefore in the state of nasab. Now nasab is when they carry fatha in the last letter, and thus they are called mansub because they carry the fatha sign on the last letter. We'll understand it better because this is grammatical analysis, so we'll understand it better as we go ahead, inshallah. For now, we should understand this, that inna is an accusative particle and it means indeed. It can also mean verily, truly, certainly, surely. So here we've taken it as indeed. Now let's take the second word, yawma. It is a noun. The root letters of yawma is ya, waw, mim, and it has appeared 467 times in different forms like ayyam, etc. As I had explained you earlier, that either you have a different suffix or prefix with these root letters. Yawma means day. As I explained earlier, that whenever there's an accusative particle, it takes fatha. So here yawma was actually yawmu, and because of the inna, it has taken up the i'rab or fatha and has dropped dhamma. Alright, we'll understand it as and when we go ahead, inshallah. This is only for the people who are curious about the grammar and they understand a bit of it, like why there's no dhamma over there. It should have been dhamma. For them, we're just giving a bit of grammar part. So yawma means day, and it is a noun or ism. Now let's take the next word, al-fasl. Now here we just mentioned that it has al, so it is a noun and a definite noun for sure. Okay, and the root letters for al-fasl is fa, swad, lam, and it has appeared 45 times in the Quran. Fasal means to separate something so much that they are completely apart. As we've heard the Hindi word fasla, it's similar to that you separate something in such a manner that completely apart. Now the ulamas, the scholars, have commented that on the day of judgment, truth and falsehood will be completely apart. Mushrik would believe in God as well as the other gods. So on this day, the false gods will be separated from the mushriks. The most graphic separation will be of the mother and the child. Even they will be separated from each other on this day. May Allah save us on this day. Ameen Ya Rabbil Alameen. Now fasal also means judgment. Now if we analyze both the nouns, that is yawm and fasl, so both are nouns. So when there are two nouns consecutively placed together, then this relationship is of possession. Mudaf, mudaf ilayh. Now in English, we put a apostrophe s or off in it, like book of Bilal or Bilal's book, day of judgment or judgment's day. Alright, so that is relation of possessor and the possessed. Now the possessed is yawm. The possessed never takes al or any tanween on it. So that is the reason you do not have any tanween or al with the yawm, and still it is a noun. While al-fasl is the possessor. So here the possessor can take al. So in short, I've just explained you that why that Yawm does not have any tanween or any al, and still it is a noun. In English, it is more simplified. So now the translation will be, indeed, the day of judgment. Let's take the next word, kana. Kana is a verb and it is a past tense. But it can be taken as is or was as reference to the context. The root letters of kana is Qaf, Waw, Noon, and this combination has appeared in the Quran 1952 times. Now, according to the verse, we have taken the translation of kana as is. So the translation so far goes as, indeed, the day of judgment is. Now let's take the next word, miqata. Miqatan is a noun because of the tanween that it carries on the last letter, the two fatahas, and the root letters of miqata is Waw, Qaf, Ta, Waqt, and it has appeared 13 times in the Quran. Now waqt, as we all know, is time, but here it means a fixed time frame. Okay, so, or you can take it as appointed time, the fixed time. So the translation will go as, inna, indeed, yawmal fasli, the day of judgment, kana is miqata, appointed time. So my dear sisters, Allah is not only telling them, but it is a message to us too, that the day of clear distinction or the day of judgment has already been appointed, and how much are we preparing for it. May Allah help us in reminding about the day of judgment in every affair that we do. Ameen Ya Rabbal Alameen. With this, we end the word-to-word translation of the 17th ayah of Surah An-Naba. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.